So who were the biggest winners so far after day one of free agency?
If you're a team that's been really, really struggling for a couple of seasons and you want to just clear your roster and restock the shelves, this method of free agency allows you to do that, and that's what the Ottawa REDBLACKS did.
A lot of people will talk about free agency and who was the winner of free agency and who did this and who did that. You know, free agency is a piece of a puzzle trying to improve your football team.
You don't want to get the pundit's scorecard of saying, yes, you guys won free agency, that's great. Who cares? We don't want to win February. We want to win June, July, August, September, October, November. That's when we want to win. Like, free agency is just the building. It's just part of the process. It's just a piece of the puzzle.
You know, in this league a couple of years ago, everyone said, oh, this team won free agency, this team, I can't believe they brought this player in, this player, and they didn't even make the playoffs. So you have to understand it's a piece of the puzzle. We have to go out on the football field and execute.
Am I fair in making a comparison? This kind of feels like the 2015, right? After the year one team, it's like, all right, we're getting aggressive here.
The REDBLACKS have gone out and gotten 12, most notably, obviously, Jeremiah Masoli. This is a huge makeover of an offense that struggled. I'm looking at paper, what Ottawa's done, and I'm thinking, wow, they've really made just unbelievable changes from last year that's going to make them, I believe, a contender in the East.
We are in the legal tampering period, the period in which teams can talk to pending free agents on other teams leading up to the opening of CFL Free Agency on February 8th.
Obviously, our first call at free agency was to Jeremiah Masoli. We had a great conversation. I presented him the plan to talk to Coach LaPolice, not just once, but a couple times, and just to get familiar about the situation that Ottawa could provide for him. He's talking to another team as well, so we're definitely in competition for him. And then I set to my talks around his agent for the rest of the day, and I presented a proposal to make Jeremiah Masoli our starting quarterback. He's talking to us, and it's us in Edmonton. There's no other teams in it, nothing like that. We talked through this, and I have to talk to Adrian and Mark, like, how the fuck is Edmonton giving him anything with what they've spent already? And they're in on Corte, they're in on Duke, you know, this and that. Like, that's doesn't make sense. Yeah, it just doesn't make sense. I'm going to send our best offer. You guys can make a decision based off that best offer and go from there. I don't think the process is even close. I don't think the decision where to go is close, but that's for you guys to decide, not for us. All we can do is present what we're willing to do. Jeremiah says he's leading to you guys, told him he needed to go to you guys without a doubt. Said Edmonton to him is not a good fit. Likes your head coach and knows you'll get in players. Doesn't mean shit.
It's better than the Alberta.
Some big news out of Ottawa ahead of the start of free agency that's coming up on Tuesday. The REDBLACKS have agreed to terms with free agent quarterback Jeremiah Masoli.
Isn't that beautiful right there? I like it. My old color, red and black. I love it.
General Manager Shawn Burke, and on behalf of OSEG and the REDBLACKS, Jeremiah Masoli, welcome to Ottawa. Thanks, everyone.
Darvin? Told you. Let's go. Hey, we just stacking them up over here.
Yeah, the Masoli Effect. You know, when you start saying you have a guy like Jeremiah Masoli coming here, like, guys will go back to, I used to watch that guy in college at Oregon and Ole Miss, and then they talk about the 23 completion game in Edmonton and how hot he was, and, you know, they get excited, and, you know, they start selling themselves because they're talking about Jeremiah, and you know, through the process, I laid all the cards on the table that we were hoping to get him. We were working on it, but I couldn't promise that until he had that commitment. And when that came, then a few more dominoes came. There was some guys that just believed in it beforehand. He asked for clarity situation. I said, Masoli's our target for sure. We are actively speaking. And I have obviously worked with him for a long time. He wrote outstanding. And I'm like, I told Ack that as well when I was talking to him. And then I just wrote, so do we got a deal at 9 p.m. last night? And he wrote, I think we will. If Masoli gets done, I know we will. I felt great honored that we were able to get a few guys done before we knew what the quarterback situation was. But when you have a guy like Jeremiah, it sets the table that, okay, we have that guy behind center that can sling it and get us to the end zone when we need to get to the end zone and see where the chips fall.
One of the first things I told Jeremiah was, I believe a quarterback has got to provide hope. That's his number one job. He's got to provide hope to the fans, to his teammates, to everybody in the building, that I'm going to lead you down the field and score a touchdown. Okay, there's a drive to win at the end of the game. I'm going to drive us down the field, throw a touchdown so we win the football game. His job is to provide hope. And certainly understanding that Jeremiah was coming here to Ottawa, I think that provided hope to a lot of free agents that, hey, it's going to be a good place. We're going to be able to do the things we need to do to be successful. But what we have to have an understanding is oftentimes teams in free agency will go out and get a quarterback, right? But it's not going to be about Jeremiah. It has to be about a team, right? There's other teams in the league that have done that and they're go get a franchise quarterback, they don't even make the playoffs, whether it be other leagues or this league. So we have to have an understanding. We have to become a better football team, not just a team with a better quarterback, right? We have to become a team that does things correctly to win football games, and you know, but certainly having a veteran quarterback is part of that process.
My experience off of that, honestly, what I really thought of was when one of my former teammates, Henry Burris, got drafted in the expansion draft. And I remember that first year, you know, they had a lot of names on the team, but they were awful, right? I think they were one of the worst teams in the league that year. Didn't have a lot of wins, you know, a lot of bad football. Fast forward 1 year later, and they're raising the cup, you know. And that just stuck with me as, you know, a reminder to, you know, don't even worry about last year. This is a brand new year. Every year's a new year, and this is a fresh start. So obviously me coming to a new team, this is a new era for me. This is a fresh start for me and my family to be here and be in this city, this great city of Ottawa, and to get to know the fan base as well.
Yeah, nothing in free agency is ever going to go perfect. We had some targets. Dylan Wynn, for example, was definitely a target that we wanted to talk to in the process, and he got to it. You know, we wanted to give our entire effort to try to get him here, and it didn't work out, and that's the reality. Totally respect, and nothing's changed with my relationship with Dylan. When I was selling him, there wasn't a thing I was going to say bad about Hamilton. You sort of have 5-minute lapse of feeling sorry or what are we going to do, and then it's like, let's get on to the next guy. We had targeted a couple other D tackles, and we were working on Devon Coleman as well. So we felt good about Devon, and we wanted to add another to the mix to have a 3-tackle rotation. And Micah was involved in that, and Micah, again, chose Hamilton over us, and it came down to the wire. And you get competitive, right? It's us in Toronto, or us in Hamilton for Noel. I just revised their offer on Noel. I think he's an important piece to get here. That's worth it, and with how some things have shaped around, we definitely have the money to do it. It's tough to get a guy to leave a good situation at the end of the day. To me, free agency is usually about two things. The player either is going to get an enormous raise that their old team can't fulfill that anymore, or they're unhappy about their situation. And if they're getting both more money and they're still happy about their situation, you're not usually going to win those battles.
A couple of guys we didn't get called me the following day and to say they were going somewhere else. They didn't have to do that, and had a great relationship, said, hey, we'll see you on the field, but I appreciate you reaching out. And, you know, you're just trying to, the whole game, if you're going to be successful in football, you have to have good relationships, whether it be in the locker room, with the coaches, with the players and the coaches. There has to be a trust level there, and then that's what you need, and certainly we hope our process through free agency, we're trying to instill that in the players we're recruiting.
It's exciting for me. It's game day, right? So I'll send him 1 year. If you guys want to talk about it 2 years, shit, I would jump up and down. But I'm going to send what I think is a fair 1 year. I think he's bracing a little for it probably to be lower than it will be. I hope I'm being fair, but know that, you know, we want to get something done. I want to have someone that I can trust in the building and tackle, and want to make this happen. So hoping we can work together and do that. You know, they can't do this, they can't do that. I can tell you what we can do. And we're going to bring a new energy to our organization. We're going to go out here to compete for the East. When the guys go between the lines, I have to sit there and just see the results of the coaches and players. And this is the personnel department's game day of making a difference for our club. And it has to start with me, with my energy and believing in what we're doing here. And then it trickles down to the coaches and other personnel guys who are working it. And everyone has to be themselves. Can't say I didn't try.
Busting your ass and making it happen. Show me the money!
It's good.
You were saying, though, you said the same thing to him.
BT or Jeremy or Paul, they're going to interact a little different than me. I'm probably a little more outspoken at times and wear my heart on my sleeves.
He's going to get the type of deal you were suggesting you should run. You should commit to it today.
It was a good mix of everyone getting to show their talents about what we have going on here.
I think how I feel is how everyone should feel, which is there's hope. There's a new wave of momentum growing.
Hey, what's up? What's up, man?
How you doing? Good to talk to you, man. Awesome.
And we want to keep the momentum going, and we kind of said that when everybody dispersed back to their homes. After we were all done here, we said, all right, we got the momentum started. Let's keep it rolling now, and let's build on this. And that's what we're going to continue to do, moving on to the next phase.
Yeah, I'm very pleased how free agency went. I thought the personnel department did a really good job, and then brought in the coaches, you know, to rank what we felt we needed in the building. And I think they had a great plan of going out and executing and bringing players in to fix one part of the process. That's one step, free agency, like I said before. But, you know, I think it's as active a free agency as I've probably ever been involved in, and certainly it'll bring competition into the building.
Back at the crib, we do all that. They got the steam rooms in here with the shower.